everybody. Mntdewmania here, and welcome to my Redneck Rant of the day. And the letter today is D. And boy, I picked a kind of somber one to talk about. Ouch. Today's rant, well, it's not really a rant, more of my thoughts on it. Death. Ouch. That's kind of a tough one for sure. What can anybody possibly say about death that anybody else would actually want to hear? So, I guess first of all, what I need to tell you is the official definition of death. And it has a couple. Um, the cessation of life, the ending of life, the state of being dead, termination, or extinction. Now, not that death is a very talkable subject. It isn't. Most people avoid it like the plague. No one likes to think about it, but sooner or later we do all have to face it. We don't want to think we do, but we pretty much do. And there's a lot of really awesome quotes. I mean, not awesome, but just they make you think. Some quotes that I really liked. Kind of make it easier to think about, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um, Pierre Cornell said, "Every moment of life is a step toward death." And if you think about that, it is. I mean, as soon as we're born, we start dying. You know, body replaces things, and then it just gets where it can. Um, let's see. Some of my other one, like there was a quote from the Burial of the Dead. In the midst of life, we are in death, which is always true. I mean, we're never promised tomorrow, so that's why it's very important, I think, to enjoy each single day, doing as much of what you love as you can. Telling people that you love them, knowing, making sure they know that, how much, they mean to you. I mean, you never know, I mean, you can get sick, and, a disease can eat away slowly at you. Um, or, I mean, you could get hit by a bus. A hurricane can come, tornado could come. You just never know, I mean, it's not anything that you can plan. Um, it's like, but there's one thing. It's all equal. You know what I'm saying? Dr. John Donne said, "Death comes equally to us all, and makes us all equal when it comes." So if you're thinking you're getting a bad rap, every billionaire and trillionaire, no matter how much money they have, they're going to die too. They can't pay their way out of it. Um, so yeah, it's a big equalizer. You know, and it is hard to. I mean, it's hard to even want to think about. I mean, but it can be for some people it's a relief. It's peaceful. You know. I mean, I almost would go as far enough to say it's helpful. It's what they need, instead of suffering and suffering. I mean, but it scares us. I think that's why people don't want to talk about it because it does, and it's natural. I mean, it's just part of what we are as human organisms. Um, it's a natural part of life. Francis Bacon said that it is as natural to die as it is to be born. And to a little infant, perhaps the one is as painful as the other. So, I mean, really, if you think about it, it is. It's kind of a strange way to, I guess, say that, but it is. But Thornton Wilder said, "There is a land of the living and a land of the dead, and the bridge is love." I thought that was kind of kind of nice. But probably my favorite one is Isaac Asimov. He said that life is pleasant, death is peaceful. It's the transition that's troublesome, which I think is a very good point. It's it's just one of those things that, I mean, you can't prepare for it. Well, I mean, you probably can. You can make sure you have insurance to help your family out. But it's not any. I don't think it's anything you can mentally prepare for. So we tend to avoid it, and that just makes it. I don't know. It's there's just there's some things that I think as human beings we are just not comfortable talking about, and I think death is one of them. It's. I mean, it, you know, seriously, what really surprised me, I kind of looked up some facts online, and I thought death would be like the biggest fear, and it wasn't. I mean, a couple that were even more bigger than that, uh, were things like speaking in public, like in front of a crowd or something. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, what can be scarier than death? I mean, and I was just like, wow, I was blown away to know that a lot, if not more, people fear like speaking in crowds than they do of dying. Death is, and I'm just like, whoa, okay, that's weird. Um, it's just one of those subjects that people just tend to um ignore if they can. Oh, that's not going to happen to me today. That's long way in the future when I'm 99, and um, so but it's just I think we tend to put it off because it's just so uncomfortable because we don't want to face it. We don't want to think about it. It's just but there's, I mean, but there's been proverbs and quotes. I mean, just and you wouldn't think that many people would give that much thought about death and actually want to write it down. I think probably though. Let me end this with probably a couple of my favorite proverbs that I found. My dad always told me kind of this one. I think this is where he got it. Um, Death takes no bribes. So I think that's probably one of my favorite. Another favorite one of mine is health is merely the slowest possible rate at which one can die. I thought that was it's kind of a weird, quirky, way to look at it, but that's one of my favorite ones. Um, and probably another favorite one is birth is not a beginning, death is not an end. So I mean, and if you're religious, of course, whatever religion you are, then you kind of look at it through that. But in the end, it's just something that we all have to face, whether you want to or not. Young or old, rich, poor, black, white, atheist, Christian, whatever, makes you up. It is. There's not much we can do about it. Actually, there's nothing we can do about it except try to understand it, and deal with it. I mean, it's part of what we are. It's part of who we are. So, yeah, like I said, that, I mean, it can give you the willies, kind of to sit down and actually think about it and talk about it. But, it's something we all have to face. So I know that's kind of a morbid subject, and people don't really like to think about it or talk about it. But how I pick these topics is kind of, I want something that's kind of offbeat. Um, I could have said dairy products or dresses or daisies or something, but I wanted something to be a little thought provoking when I did these little redneck rants of mine. And as everybody knows I have kind of some major health issues, and I'm in and out of the hospital all the time. This is the first time I was uh, planning to do some stuff with Latin Goddess, and I got stuck in the hospital again. Going to the ER, and God, what can you do? But I mean, you just like you deal with it. So, and that's what we have to do with this. So, thank you for listening to my rant today. I know it's kind of a weird, kind of off subject to dreary thing to talk about, but that's the one that came out of the hat. I put in 5 D's, and that's the D I got. So, anyway, hope this at least made you think about some things today. And this is Mntdewmania live from Vox Populi, my favorite thinking spot in the whole world. And yeah, come by and say hi sometime. I'm here a lot. Under the dock by the lighthouse is my favorite spot. One of these days, I'm going to get Latin and Zombie to put me a sign right there. It says Mntdewmania's fishing spot. I'm working on it. One of these days. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. And I hope you will leave me some thoughts in the comments about what you think. And I'm so out of here, guys. Later.